Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well and keeping safe. So, we know that in lockdown, our health, be it mental or be it physical health, it has been impacted a lot. And for that, we have today with us in our speaker section Dr. Megha Makija. She's Chief Dietitian and Founder at HealthMania, also a certified nutrigenomics counselor. She worked with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, honored with appreciation by Ministry for extraordinary work. She has been panelist at First Cry, part of Delhi's government's entrepreneur mindset curriculum and utter innovation mission. She has special experience with handling autoimmune and allergy cases and has more than 2,000 clients worldwide. Dr. Makija, it's pleasure having you with us today, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, I hope everyone is safe in the COVID lockdown. And is my voice completely audible? And can I share my screen for the presentation?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sure, I'll do that. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
It's visible.
Yes.
So today we are going to speak about a very interesting topic. Everyone knows what is healthy, what is not healthy, but still we end up doing the wrong things more than doing the right things. So let's discuss it out. I'll keep it very short and simple for everyone to easily grab those points and work upon it. And we are celebrating women, and we'll be talking about women and health during COVID pandemic, because I think more than meals, women keep, due to the work pressure and due to the personal pressure, neglect their health more than males, and then they suffer later on in life with a lot of problems. So let's go ahead and discuss about it. Here's a brief intro about me, which you have already listened, so I will not repeat it. So there are seven dimensions of wellness. It is not Wellness is not just eating the right food or exercising. We underestimate wellness by just eating right or exercising. There are seven pillars which are very important, and not just physical wellness. Emotional wellness is as important as physical wellness, and other aspects are also as important as both physical and emotional. So it is crucial for us to focus on physical wellness, because if we are healthy, if we are fit, other aspects all automatically falls in place. But it doesn't mean that we don't have to focus on other pillars of health and just focus on the physical wellness. Physical wellness we'll be talking about today in detail, but the other aspects like emotional wellness, which we are not going to talk much about, is also something which is very important. You should be doing things which keeps you emotionally happy, which keeps you emotionally in place, be it meditation, be it exercise, be it going for a walk with a friend, talking to a friend or talking to a relative, whatever it is, whatever keeps your emotional health in check, you should be doing that. And you should also ensure that you take out some me time for yourself and talk with yourself, or maybe write a diary, because expressing, maybe there are circumstances wherein we cannot express things to other people, with the fear of that people will judge us. But maybe we can write it to a diary, write it on a notepad, or write it in a mobile notes, wherever. But emotional wellness is a very very important thing also, which we're not focusing today, but it is something that you need to keep in check for holistic wellness. Then another is social wellness. Humans are social being. We love socializing. Even be it a small circle, be it a large group of friends. That depends on person to person. But it is crucial for us to socialize. Whatever kind of socialization we prefer. It is not like everyone likes to party, but whatever kind of socialization we prefer, we should do that, and keep our social wellness in place. Then comes spiritual wellness, and then spiritual wellness doesn't mean that you have to go to a temple or a church or a gurdwara to feel spiritually sound. For spiritual wellness, you can do whatever you feel is right. Meditating, if you're an atheist, listening to some calm and peaceful music, whatever kind of reading a book. But whatever kind of spiritual wellness you need, you should focus on that also. Financial wellness is important, but it is not, it is not something that, to earn money or, constantly compromising on your physical wellness. So every pillar has to be balanced accordingly. Intellectual wellness, we should always feed our brain with some new stuff and, keep it engaged, do some kind of puzzles or something. We should always focus on intellectual wellness also, because if we don't use our brain, it will stop, it will stop growing. You have to constantly give it some challenges. And then occupational wellness, if you're not happy with the profession you are pursuing, or if you're not happy with whatever you are doing, there will be a time that it will start, impacting your physical and emotional wellness, and then other parameters automatically, goes down the drain. So you have to ensure that you do what you love. And if you're doing that, doing, work, your occupational wellness means your work atmosphere is good, your your colleagues are good. So you have to ensure that there is occupational wellness. There are many companies, their HR doing, n number of stuff to keep occupational wellness in place. Like you are doing a webinar to keep occupational wellness of all your teachers and students in place. So occupational wellness is also very, very important. Now coming to the main topic for which we are here, which is physical wellness. So I'll keep it short and simple. I'll just discuss 7 tips in detail, and I would like each and every one of you who are here to actually try and implement whatever you can out of those. Even if you implement 2 to 3 tips out of those, it will definitely help your health in the longer run. So tip number 1 is include all food groups. I see a lot of people, like literally a lot of people, going on crash diets, leaving milk products for no reason, living, going on a low carbohydrate diet, or maybe, even trying diets which include the complete carbohydrate group. So this is not a healthy manner to, this is not a lifestyle change. You're doing something temporarily which you will not be able to sustain. And whatever you're restricting right now, you will end up eating, in huge amount. You will end up eating that particular product in huge amount, because that is human psychology. Whatever you are restricted to, you try and eat it more whenever you get a chance. So ensure that you're eating all food groups in, appropriate amount, and you're not missing out on life, you're not missing out on socialization, and you're not doing a very strict diet. And there are 6 tips to include all food groups. First of all, is the first big parameter is hydrate well. So if you are not enough, if you're not properly hydrated, when I say hydrated, it doesn't mean only water, milk, apart from tea, coffee, which are dehydrating fluids, be it vegetable juice, be it, some kind of tulsi water, or be it normal water, whatever kind of fluids you can drink contributes to your hydration status. And hydration is the strongest pillar. If you get, if you buy a Lamborghini but you do not have a road, the car cannot fly, the car has to travel by road. Same ways, if you're eating a very good diet, you are taking supplements, you're taking multivitamins, you're doing everything, but you're not taking, an adequate amount of water, no amount of nutrients can travel to the right place, because you are dehydrated. The skin will not be as nourished as it should be, because you are dehydrated. Your skin will be dry, and your hair, you will have hair fall, because you are not enough hydrated. The nutrients are not traveling. So hydration is the first pillar that you need to focus on. And when people say drink 8 to 10 glasses of water, this is a very cliche statement. The amount of water we need to drink, or the amount of fluid we need to drink, is, determined by the color of our urine. The urine color should be, like very, very pale yellow, or like colorless. If you have, urine, if your urine is colorless, that means you're hydrated properly. If your urine is dark yellow or medium yellow in color, that means you are dehydrated. So there is no particular statement to tell you what amount of water you'll be drinking, because sweating status changes with season and with person to person. So there is no fixed amount. You have to check your urine color to see your hydration status. Then second pillar is 2 fruits daily, because fruits give you all the micronutrients. It also gives you the fiber. It also gives you that sweet tooth craving, satiety to the sweet tooth craving that you have. So any seasonal fruit, without thinking this is high calorie or this is low calorie, we cannot eat a banana or we cannot eat a mango. 2 seasonal fruits on daily basis. Either you eat them together, or you split them in 2 parts and have it, one in morning and one in evening. Whatever way suits you best, whatever your body finds comfortable to accomplish. So 2 fruits should be a mandate. And if there are circumstances wherein you are traveling, or you are somebody who travels a lot and cannot carry fresh fruit everywhere, while it's not very difficult to carry fresh fruit or find fresh fruit, but still, if you have any issues regarding that, maybe you can try and have dates, because they are easier to carry, or a couple of raisins, because again, then they are dehydrated fruits, not as good as fresh fruits, but then they are easier to carry. So 2 fruits daily. Then another point, another thing which is again very important is 3 serves of vegetable. Again for the micronutrients, for the fibers, and for giving your body the laxative effect so that your stomach is cleared in the morning. Evacuation is very proper. 3 serves of vegetables are very important. Again, do not fall into people who trick you that do not eat this vegetable, this is high calorie. Do not eat that vegetable, that is high calorie. Every seasonal vegetable is good, and you should be having a variety of vegetables. It's not like only bell peppers and only onion, tomato, and colorful vegetables are good. You should opt for all the seasonal vegetables and maybe rotate them. And 3 serves of vegetables are very important daily. Not necessarily it doesn't necessarily have to be a salad. It can be cooked vegetable, it can be salad, it can be vegetable juice, it can be vegetable soup. Whatever way you feel is comfortable with you to take 3 serves of vegetable, go ahead and do that. Then another very very important point is include protein in every meal. People tend to ignore protein. Indians specifically, and the vegetarian Indians more specifically, they actually tend to ignore proteins. They'll be like roti sabzi khali and we are done. It's enough. No, if you're eating roti sabzi, maybe a bowl of curd can be added to it. Maybe a glass of milk can be taken pre-meal or post meal to incorporate protein. Maybe a cup or two of dal can be added. Eggs, paneer, whatever you think is comfortable in the protein sources needs to be there in all your main meals. And if you're not having 3 proper main meals, then protein intake should be taken care of in the snacks. Maybe if you're having 2 meals and 1 snack, then you should include some sort of proteins in that snack. Maybe some cubes of paneer, or maybe a handful of chana, roasted chana, boiled chana, whatever way, whatever method you can include, or a cup of yogurt or dahi. Whatever way you can include protein in every meal, you should try your best. Because when we calculate the protein amount of Indian diets, the rough people, when people give their intake form, fill up their intake form, Indians are hardly eating 30-35 grams of protein, while they should mandatorily eat 60 grams of protein. So if you ensure that you're including protein in every meal, this amount will be taken care of. Then another important thing is handful of nuts and seeds daily. Basically, these are superfoods. When I say superfoods, because they carry all the basic omega-3 micronutrients, and also the vitamin and minerals. They take care of all basic nutrients. No amount of supplements can give you what nuts and seeds can give you, because supplements do not get 100% absorbed. The absorption rate is quite low. But with nuts and seeds, the absorption rate is better. Specifically, if you soak them, it becomes more better. So whatever way, soaking or not, no soaking, whatever way you can include nuts and seeds, unsalted one, you should include like a fistful of it in your complete whole day's dietary intake. You can just split it as a snack as a nibbling snack in between, and nibble in between whenever you get hunger pangs, and ensure that there is variety. It's not like rose bus you're having a handful of cashew. Ensure that there is variety. Maybe some amount of cashew, some amount of walnut, some amount of almond, whatever suits you, whatever nuts suit you. Just mix and match, and take a variety of nuts and seeds daily. And very very important thing, which because of YouTube and the social media, people have been very rampantly following a very low carbohydrate diet or a keto diet wherein carbs are not at all included. This is a very very wrong step. Carbs are very important. Why they are important? Because your brain feeds on them. Your brain functions well when you get carbs. Oversupplying of carbs also hampers your brain, but undersupplying also hampers. So you have to ensure that whatever, according to whatever you burn, according to whatever you can, whatever your body can afford, that kind of carbohydrates you are taking on daily basis. And you're not skipping carbs, because if you skip carbs, number one, your brain will not function well. You will get cranky, you will get irritable. And the second point, which is very crucial when we skip carbs, is if we skip carbs, our body, because body needs energy for everything, body needs energy for the basic vital organs ka function also. So body will start breaking down protein for that energy matter. And when the body breaks down protein, and then there's not enough protein left for the muscles, your muscle mass will start dropping down, and it is very difficult to gain muscle mass. It is very easy to lose muscle mass. People do such hardcore gymming, and then still they fight gaining, and go on a very high protein diet. Still they fight gaining the muscle mass. So it is very easy. You just skip protein and your muscle mass drops down. And if your muscle mass drops down, your body will start sagging. You will experience hair fall. You will experience wrinkles. So it is important that you don't skip carbs, because carbs will give you energy, and then protein will be spared out for the muscle building part. So it is important that you take enough carbs so that protein is spared out for the muscle building part, and you do not get all the side effects of going on a very low carbohydrate diet. Then the second thing, second pointer, second tip is avoid mindless eating. We have we are in such a busy world that we actually sometimes confused hunger. We are very thirsty, but we confuse it as hunger and nibble. Sometimes we are stressed and we find food is a big and good resort to that stress. So we have been actually over abusing the food, overeating when it's not required, and maybe we are watching a Netflix and we'll take a big huge bowl of popcorn and a Pepsi and we will drink the whole Pepsi and eat all the popcorns while we're not hungry. We had a meal, but still, because we are watching something and we want something to nibble, we are not taking care of our calorie intake, or we are not recognizing our hunger signal and eating endlessly and rampantly just because we are watching Netflix. तो वो 2 घंटे जितनी देर देखना है, we have to eat something. That that compulsive behavior which we have adapted. So this is mindless eating, and we need to avoid that. In terms to be healthy, we need have to understand the body's signal. So first of all, we need to recognize hunger. We have to differentiate between thirst and hunger. So whenever you feel you're hungry and you need a snack, first take a glass of water, drink it, gulp it down. If you still feel hungry, then you are genuinely hungry. If you do not feel hungry after that glass of water, maybe you were thirsty, or you were trying to get into mindless eating, or maybe get into cravings. So you have to avoid the mindless eating. And whenever we chew or swallow fast, then also this mindless eating things gets into place, because if you chew and swallow fast, your body will not recognize when it is full. So it takes 20 minutes for a brain to realize that yes, we have eaten enough. And imagine if somebody who's a fast eater, in those 20 minutes, that person can finish up a whole table. So it is important that we eat slow. We are not distracted while eating, because if we are watching a Netflix, or if we are watching TV, or if we are speaking on phone while we are eating, maybe we'll end up eating more than what's required, because we will not recognize when we are full. So it is important that we spare out some time out of our busy world and invest in our health and in our food, and we enjoy and relish the meal which we are eating. Third tip is exactly what I told you. To avoid mindless eating, we have to practice mindful eating. Mindful eating has a lot of benefits. It automatically decreases your sugar intake, because you will not feel like having a lot of sugar. It will automatically increase your fruit and vegetable consumption. Since we are switching off the TV, we will bond with family. We will sit with our loved ones and eat those meals. So it will increase our family bonding, and it will decrease the desire to to use food to regulate emotions. We are stressed, let's eat food. We are happy, let's eat food. If you practice mindful eating, this will automatically decrease. And it will also, because if you're practicing mindful eating, if you're understanding body's signal, you will automatically see that you will be eating slowly and you'll be chewing more, and overall well-being will automatically get in place with this. So I have a couple of advices which you need to follow for the mindful eating. Number one is chew properly and eat more slowly. Don't rush your meals. If you rush your meal, maybe you'll finish it within, if you are eating normally, maybe you'll finish your meal within 10 minutes. But if you rush your meal, maybe you'll finish it in 3 or 4 minutes. That 6 minutes will not make much of a difference to your whole complete 24 hours portfolio. But eating a very in a rush will impact your health in more than 100 ways you can imagine. It can give you diabetes, undigested food can give you allergies. There are so many side effects related to that. So ensure that you chew at least 21 times, you chew properly, and you recognize your body's hunger, you know when to stop, and enjoy your meal with your family. Second is eliminate distractions. Switch off the TV, put down your phone. 10 minutes mein koi, you will not have any kind of loss if you are away from your phone for the next 10-15 minutes. And maybe if you want to listen to something, you can play some soft and some soft music or relaxing music, but avoid screens at any cost. And if you want to, you can eat in silence and focus on how the food makes you feel. Just try it, and you'll feel that those 10-15 minutes of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner are maybe talking with yourself and thinking about something which makes you happy. You will start to enjoy it. And you just see videos of so many successful entrepreneurs and people. They actually enjoy their meal time because they sit in silence, and because they sit in silence, they eat their meal with like full focus. After the meal they can think better, they are more clear, and they are more recharged, rather than somebody who's having meal with listening to a lecture, or having meal listening have watching TV. You will not feel relaxed after that meal. But if you eat in silence and focus on how the food makes you feel, you will definitely feel relaxed after the meal is done. Number four is stop eating when you're 80% full, because I told you brain gets signal 20 minutes later. So whenever you feel like you're almost done, you should stop there. You should not go to a point wherein you cannot stuff your body anymore. So ensure that you stop at a point wherein you feel like now it's almost done. And the fifth point is, whenever you're eating, whenever you get a snack craving, or whenever you feel like कि चलो अब आज तो ब्राउनी खाने का मन कर रहा है, या आज तो ये खाने का मन कर रहा है, ask yourself, do you really require that? Are you truly hungry? And is the choices you're making on everyday life, multiple choices that you're making in everyday life, are they healthy? Question yourself, and when you question yourself, you'll automatically get your answer. You will not require anybody to help you out in such kind of circumstances in most of the cases, because you already know the answer. You just tend to ignore it. So this is just a collage of what mindful eating can be. So if you feel like that, some days, so not all days are equal. Some days we feel like eating more, some days we feel like eating 2 to 3 chapatis, and some days we feel like half chapati is more than enough. So understand your body's signal and accordingly eat. If you feel like that you need a second portion, you go ahead and take a second portion. It's not like कि कम ही खाना है and eating less is something which is what I'm advocating. But whatever your body demands, eat it and savor it. It's not, there's nothing in the second brownie piece which is not there in the first. So overeating brownie is not going to give you any benefit. So overeating, is not going to give you any benefit in any terms, in any circumstances. Overeating of anything will never give you any kind of benefit. So understand your body's signal and accordingly eat whatever your body is demanding. Then the fourth point is intuitive eating. So, I've said a lot about healthy eating, but there are circumstances when our body is, genuinely craving for something. And there is, that is the point then wherein we don't have to be very harsh on ourselves. We have to give ourselves permission to have what our body wants. And there's no good or bad foods, Basically, it is like reverse psychology. Human psychology is such that whatever we restrict now, we want it more. If I tell you not to eat sweets, you will tend to have more cravings for sweets. So if I give you a a open horizon and tell you that whatever you feel, you can eat, but consider the portion sizes and consider your body signal. Don't overeat. So automatically, if I tell you go and eat whatever you want to, I'm not restricting sugar or I'm not restricting that. So you will automatically not feel the urge of having it. But if I restrict you, you will have more urge. And sometimes that the cravings we get can be just settled in 1 or 2 or maybe 3 spoons. Instead of having a whole tub of ice cream, maybe a scoop of ice cream can settle our cravings. So it is important to practice intuitive eating. There will be circumstances wherein we will have a craving for a particular food item, and if we suppress that craving by not having even 1 spoon, there will be a time that that craving will be so hardcore, and the craving will be overpowering your brain, and wherein you will just splurge. You will not leave any chance of not splurging on it, and you will end up overeating and then regretting, and then get into the vicious cycle of overeating and regretting all over again and again. So it is important to be to value what your body demands, and maybe eat a spoon. If you think this is something which is very very high on calories or something which I am not supposed to be eating, just have just savor a bite or two and let it go. Do not be extremely harsh on yourself. Next point is focus on skincare. So since the COVID happened, and the number of clients and the number of cases I am getting a huge surge in people with skin issues. And why is it so? Skin and hair issues specifically. So why is it so? Because since the pandemic happened and we were locked down at our home, there have been a couple of months wherein skin and hair care regime was absolutely zero. People call me up and say we are having a massive hair fall, and I tell them Are you combing your hair regularly? Are you washing your hair regularly? Because since they are, locked down and doing every work, they're working from home, or they are taking classes from their home, they are not focusing on the basic regime they used to do when they used to go out. So people are, not washing their face properly, not moisturizing them, not combing their hairs regularly. And definitely, if you do not comb your hair, it will get stuck and you will have hair fall. And if you do not take care of the hygiene part, again the dust will accumulate, the dust and the dirt particles will accumulate and will give you hair fall and skin issues and acne. So this last 2 years, 2.5 years have been like, a surge in skincare cases. You can ask any dermatologist, you can ask any medical professional, and they'll tell you. So this, the reason is, people have taken it for granted. People have taken their skin, people have taken their health for granted. But COVID has taught us how skin, how health, how how the health is important. And if you're healthy inside, your skin and hair will automatically speak for it. So it is very, very important that we focus on good skincare regime. And skin is the largest organ. If skin is something which reflects our health. And not just diet, lifestyle is important for skin. So skincare, external skincare is also important for skin. So the first of all, you have to include a good skincare regime. Maybe use a cleanser, toner, and moisturizer. The CTM thing is very, very important, because when you use a cleanser, your pores are open. So when you use a toner, your pores get closed, and with the moisturizer, you put a barrier on your skin, due to which no amount of pollution and dirt, because we live in Delhi and it's a very, very polluted area. So the pollution seeps in the skin and impacts so many layers under skin. Under the skin has so many layers. So it impacts all the layers. So with the moisturizer, you just put a barrier so that that pollution or that dust particles do not enter your skin. So it is important to use CTM twice a day. If not twice a day, at least cleanser and moisturizer twice a day. And whenever you're going out, even if you're not going out and sitting inside your home also, in the morning it is important to apply a sunscreen, because UV rays accelerate skin aging. And even if you're not going outside, you do get sun rays, from your windows, from the even if you're going to the balcony for 5-10 minutes. So it is important that you put an SPF in the morning, and ensure that you do not go to bed with your makeup on, because then your skin cannot breathe the whole night, and all the repairing of all the tissues and cells happens at night. So if you go with your makeup on, you're going with your clogged pores on, and skin won't be able to breathe, and this will give you acne and skin allergies and a lot more. And it is important, even if you haven't applied any makeup, it is important to wash your face at night and moisturize it before bedtime. It should be your pre-bed ritual, because this ways your skin will be supple. Because when we sleep on our pillowcase has a lot of house dust and house dust mite, which we cannot see with our naked eyes. So house dust and house dust mite enters your skin, and because most of the people are allergic to house dust mite, it gives them acne and rashes and sensitive skin. So if you moisturize your skin, again you create a barrier at night, and when you sleep on that pillowcase, again that dust mite cannot seep deep into your skin and give you skin issues. So it is important that you do that. And going on a very low calorie diet, like I told you before, or a very low carbohydrate diet, always impacts your skin adversely, will always give you some or the other skin issue. So ensure that you do not go on a very crash diet. If momentarily you are eliminating a food group due to any kind of allergies or any kind of specific reason, ensure that the food group that you are eliminating, the nutrients which you are missing out due to eliminating that food group, are either covered by supplement, which is advised by a medical practitioner, or are covered up in some or the other food forms. So you have to ensure that you are not doing a starvation kind of diet, and you are not missing out any nutrient when you are dieting, or going on a moderate calorie diet. Next point is get active. Regular exercise is very, very important. We all know that, but we tend to ignore that. And again, this COVID thing has again messed up with this. Some people have started exercising more because they think they have got more time, but some people have started ignoring it more, because when you go to office or when you go to your college, you have to walk a certain amount of steps to reach your classes, to reach one desk to another, or you have to take a couple of stairs to reach that. But when you are at home, people are working at the comfort of their room, hardly they are moving 1,000 steps. When I see the data, when I ask people what kind of steps you are walking, can you check out your phone, and they are also surprised because they are not even walking 1,000 steps a day. And the guidelines say 10,000 steps is important for weight maintenance. Imagine 10,000 steps is for weight maintenance. For weight loss, you have to do more, and people are not even walking 1,115 steps. So it is very important to do some kind of regular exercise, when we are struck with the pandemic. And there are n number of benefits for exercise. It reduces your depression, it actually calms your mind, it increases your happy hormones, it takes care of your bones and joints, because if you are taking calcium via your diet and you're not moving and you're not utilizing, it will not get absorbed. And it is also important for weight maintenance and weight loss, as we all know. And n number of benefits, because if we are not tired enough, we will not feel sleepy enough at night. If we do some kind of workout for 1.5 hours the whole day, at night we will feel physically tired enough. Mentally we do get tired with whatever we are doing, but physically also we have to be tired to sleep well. So it is important that at least 1 hour specifically, separately, you take out for at least 5 days a week for your exercise, or maybe walk, or maybe dancing, whatever physical activity you like, or maybe some sports, badminton, cricket, whatever you feel like doing. So 1 hour into 5 days a week, at least it should be the minimum. When we all talk on phone, be it friends, be it whatever, be it our work, we all use our phone for a good amount of time, and we do call people. So instead of sitting and talking, or instead of lying down and talking, we can walk and talk. So whenever you're on phone, you just start walking, and you will see that if you do that, if you bring that in practice, 3, 4, 5,000 steps will not be a big issue. उतना तो आप phone पे बात करते करते achieve कर लोगे. And walk whenever you can. So if you're going to market and you have a choice of going by a car or going by a scooty and going by it's a very close vicinity market and it's safe to go out, it's try and walk wherever you can. Try and skip the elevators or the lift, and try and take the stairs wherever you can. Try to include as much physical activity you can with your normal daily course, so that it becomes effortless. And maybe when you're sitting for very prolonged hours on chair and you do not have the option to get up, you can do some kind of mild stretching on the chair itself. And for every 1 hour of sitting, we should stand or walk for 10 minutes, because sometimes we are in a class and it's not feasible that we can walk around with the laptop. Maybe you can stand and listen to whatever is being taught for the next 10 minutes. For every 1 hour of sitting, 10 minutes of standing or walking is very, very important. If you try and do that, you will definitely see within like 30-40 days, you'll see a change in your body. And if you do it for like 2-3 months, this will become your new normal. This will become your lifestyle. You will enjoy it. Last but not the least is quality sleep. We sometimes underestimate sleep, and when people come to me for any problem, be it health problem or be it weight loss or be it whatever, for PCOS, which is like surging like anything right now in India and globally as well, sleep is the very crucial factor which no medical practitioner discusses. And if you're not sleeping well, we cannot expect you to perform well, because sleep is something wherein our body repairs itself. So if somebody is not sleeping, and quality sleep is important, not quantity sleep. You're sleeping for 11 hours, but you get like 4 times out of 10, 11 hours, you get a 4 times, and you check your phone or you speak to somebody. This is not quality sleep. Even if it's less amount of hours, you need to focus on the quality sleep. So there are a couple of points which I have mentioned for quality sleep. Number 1 is eliminate phone and screen use at least for the last 30 minutes before bed. I will not say like 1 hour, 2 hours, because I know this is not very feasible. So at least 30 minutes before bed, eliminate phone and screen use, because they emit blue rays, and then the blue light tricks your brain to to visualize that it is daytime, it is not sleep time, because blue light actually makes your body thinks ki it's not evening, it's not night, and the melatonin will not be produced. When after the sunset, the melatonin starts producing, and it reaches a level at night wherein we feel sleepy. But since we use after the sunset, we use so much of devices which emits blue rays, that melatonin has been a very, very big issue of lately in the medical industry, and we have to we are giving people melatonin artificially to sleep in some cases. So it is important that you eliminate phone and screen use in the second part of the day, as you reduce as much as possible. And if you are using, if it's a mandate to use due to work pressure, maybe switch on the night mode of your phone, the yellow kind of mode. It's there in it's there in every phone with different name. So wherein your screen, the blue lights are blocked. And 30 minutes before bedtime, completely get rid of all the screens. And always try to sleep in a dark room. If that's not possible, sleep with an eye mask on, because if you keep the lights switched on, again the melatonin is impacted. And always have a pre-bed routine, like I told you, like whatever you feel like. Make sure that you make a a regime which is like a pre-bed regime, because when you do that daily before sleeping, again your body will understand ki if you're doing this is time for sleep. If you're doing those 3-4 rituals, this is time for sleep. So maybe you can start with brushing your teeth, cleaning your face, and then applying a moisturizer, and applying a body lotion or whatever. That scent, that aroma, that body will start recognizing it as a recognizing it as a pre-bed ritual. And you will see it will work wonders, and you'll get good night's sleep, because when you do that, your body will understand it's after a couple of days that it's night time, it's time to sleep. I told you not to use screen, but you can listen to relaxing music. There have been a lot of research on it. There have been, there are many, audios on YouTube, and there are many apps which help you, listen to that soothing and relaxing music. And you can, definitely sleep better with that. So maybe you can switch it on, put on a timer to, automatically switch it off after a couple of hours. Keep the phone aside, let the music play, and you sleep along. So you'll definitely feel that it will give you better quality sleep. Also, there are certain food items which help you sleep better, specifically taken around bedtime. Specifically, these foods are specifically rich in omega-3. Anything that is rich in omega-3, it is proven for mental disorders. It is proven for relaxing your brain. So the sources can be walnuts, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, fish and other seafood if you are non-vegetarian maybe. So try and place these kind of food in the second part of your day, or maybe just one of these just before your bedtime, and it will help you sleep better, like 2 walnuts before bedtime, or a spoon or two of pumpkin seeds before bedtime. And you'll see that your body, you will feel the difference in your body. You'll feel that your body is more relaxed after having this, because omega-3 enhances the production of melatonin, and melatonin helps you sleep better. And it also, omega-3 also boosts serotonin and dopamine, again which helps you relax better. And if you're more relaxed, you'll sleep better. So this is a takeaway message, but before I discuss the takeaway message, I would like to focus on one. I missed one point, and I would like to speak on that. There have been circumstances when people are told that eat a very heavy breakfast and eat a very light dinner for being healthy, and this is a very very wrong notion, because we are all different human beings, though we look same, but we are genetically different from each and every person. We are very different. So if you eat a very light dinner is not a rule. Yeah, there are people who do not feel very hungry in breakfast, but they feel very hungry in dinner. And if out of those compulsive things which they have read over internet, or which they have overheard, and they compulsively eat a low calorie, and or maybe restrict whatever they are having in their dinner, or maybe skipping a dinner, they might end up having a late night snack, double triple the calories they might have they would have eaten in the dinner. So it is important to recognize in which meal your body feels very hungry, and actually eat whatever you want to eat, the amount you want to eat to satisfy your hunger in that meal, so that you do not end up making the wrong choice. Because when we are very hungry, we end up making the wrong choice. But if we are eating frequently, and if our meals are planned, and we are eating before we are very hungry, we do not end up making wrong choices. This happens. This is why we always generally when we don't plan our snacks, we generally end up eating something wrong. Because when you are very very hungry, you will end up fantasizing every kind of high calorie, high sugar food, because and you'll eat them in volume, because the mental trigger happens in that case. So it is very important that you do not take any particular rule as rule for yourself, whatever you hear on internet or whatever you hear anywhere, and you recognize your body signals and work upon it. The takeaway messages, it is not always about calories. It is not always about what kind of carbs, protein and fats you're taking. Sometimes it is important to focus on healthy, tasty meals and snacks, and it is important to feel satisfied, because if you're eating something which makes you feel gross, this is something that is not sustainable, and anything that is not sustainable is not worth following. Whatever lifestyle change you do, it has to be sustainable, and it has to be something that you can continue for a longer period of your life. Whatever is something which is going on a crash diet, which is very temporary, you will fall apart in a couple of days, or maybe a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, and then end up gaining more than what you lost. So always make choices which are feasible, which you think you can do in the longer run. Anybody who tells you otherwise is somebody who from who you have to run away. Thank you.